Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab, in my white, doing what I do for you. I got a nice, quick, short lesson for you. So let's get it started. I ain't got much time. I got some things to do. So let me run through this right quick for you. It ain't gonna take long, I promise. Writism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message, message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receiving them. The numbers looking good. I appreciate you. Let's get busy. Right thinking mission, that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. Right thinkers, your goal after getting the lessons and implementing them, you will know thyself. And that's your goal. That's what we're working together to get done. Let's go. Know thyself is the question I ask you. It's rhetorical. But if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not. It's simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. That's cool because I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my eye, be true. I got a quick lesson in the right thinkers. Let's talk about we're going to still using the I as a metaphor for the three states of consciousness. And we're going to talk about the mystical experience, aka pure consciousness. Should be good. Let's go. The eye as a metaphor. The eye coming into physical form as the lynx or the lioness, which is Heru, was a symbol. What she represented his right eye. Okay. And she in human existence. It represents what? The human soul. He put himself into creation, starting with himself into the eye into consciousness. And the same way, the eye is a ray of what? Or protection, or excuse me, projection, image of Ra. The symbol, excuse me, the supreme being, the human soul is a ray or a projection from the supreme being. We are spiritual beings having human experience projected from Ra, the supreme God. Okay, that's the concept. Understand that. And watch this now. I'm trying to get you to follow on. There's a metaphor. So it's trying to get you to make a point through storytelling and metaphor philosophy. Thus, the plight, excuse me, of the eye is a parable. Remember Jesus? He spoke in parables. No, he spoke above your head. Y'all didn't understand what he was saying till years way later. Still got it messed up. But moving on. But the eye is a parable in which the sages of ancient Egypt composed. Why? In order to explain what? Human existence. And more importantly, to impart the knowledge of spiritual enlightenment for who? All spiritual aspirants. And that means all those who aspire to become spiritually enlightened. You don't go around and make nobody become spiritually enlightened. Religion, oh, they did, but they go around forcing you to become a Christian. No, you got to come on your own free will and accord. Just like the Masonic order. Anything that you're part of, it should be of your free will and choice, your own free will and accord. That's what they're trying to tell you. But if you're a spiritual aspirant, you're going to want to what? Crave what? Knowledge. That's what sages give you, knowledge. Moving on. Now, in this context, it is similar to what? In most respects to other initiatic scripture. Everybody had initiatic concepts, especially what? Those from where? India, because they took our philosophy spec and just went a whole nother way with it, with the yoga concept. And the Upanishads also, you got with the Upanishads, use the Bhagavad Gita, and you got the yoga of Vasasta. These are all philosophical concepts that everybody used at their culture to enlighten their people to what they trying to get done. We here in Western civilization, we got a whole bunch of nonsense going on, perpetrators. Ain't nothing worse than somebody stealing the name of the Lord. You got these crooked preachers getting rich and people getting poor. That's not good. But they praying. Prayer with no works is useless. Work and then pray. Okay? While you pray, work some more. When you finish praying, get back to work. The teachings and the idea are given through what? Again, here we go. Three main characters that's in the story of the I. The story is Ra, Het Hadu, but they keep using this Greek name Hathor, but it's Het Hadu, okay? And Tahuti. I'm surprised they ain't changed his name. Well, they usually call him Hermes Trismegistus, okay, or Thoth. You hear that Thoth? That's the Greek name for Tahuti. The guy here, Het Hadu, displays three distinct states of consciousness. Watch this. This idea of states of consciousness through the myth. Remember, we're going to tell you a story, try to break it down, explain it to you so you can understand it, and then you can use it by what? Knowledge of it to manifest it. And so what? Doing the myth outlines what? The three important states of religion. Here we go. I keep telling you, I understand religion. A lot of people practice it wrong. I got a problem with that. So moving on. The three important states of religion, and you've heard this before. Religious practice is a highly artistic and entertaining manner in which true religious practice is made up of three stages of spiritual practice as previously discussed. We've been over this before. I'm going to do it again. Therefore, it requires three stages of what? Teachings or initiatic education. At every level, you should be able to get information about what it is you need to know about that level so that you can master it and move on. The first stage is composed of, you ready? Events of the myth. We all know the story about Jesus. We all know the story. Okay, never mind Jesus. Let's go back to mine. We all know the story about Asar, Set, Haru, and Isis. We know that story. That's everybody's story that you can relate to. If you learn it, studied it, you will see you in every aspect of the story. But if you followed it and learned it, you will get understanding of yourself through that story. That's the purpose of it. The Bible do the same thing. It's coded with messages that you can understand for a reason. Moving on. Watch this. What was that? Okay, the myth. The event, the myth. We all know the story. Okay, now this includes the events of the story, the character, and or the deities within said story. Asar was killed by his brother. We know the story. Why did the brother kill? Oh, he was jealous of him? No. See, another story there that a lot of people don't know about. Again, Asar slept with Seth's wife. So you don't get that part of the story. Quick lesson, quick story. All right. The other side that nobody talks about. This is the true stuff that you can get only from those who know what this real deal is. Asar, supposedly that's three variations. Every story has a variation. You got a child, you got a PG story, you got a GP story, then you got what you call them a more mature, story. So let's deal with the GP. I like to start with that one. They said that Asar came back off his business trip one time, and at the time when he was gone, Set and Nephthep, she was telling her how she wanted to get pregnant. Her husband can't make a baby, so I said they made the deal. You go sleep with my husband. Get him drunk. Okay, he won't know the difference. But they was identical twins. Only thing different was their hairdress. So he didn't know. He drunk. He did his thing. She got pregnant. And Seth, knowing that he can't make a baby, he felt, oh, really? So being jealous really ain't enough to get the rage up to kill, okay? Being envious and all. No, but if they crossed that line of infidelity that he felt, so yeah, he took him out, planned to kill him, and that's what he did. But the story, they clean it up, and he put him in the box, and yes, and down the river, all that. But it was all done because the seat that set plan this why from what he felt was done to him. Another story, long thought, but that's the whole concept. It's stories that give you understanding, stories that give you metaphorical stories, philosophical stories that you can identify with, understand, and then use what? To use it for yourself, manifest the concept. If somebody slept with my wife, I'd probably kill him. We all have that limit that will make us go over the edge. Long story short. But Set at that time, he killed his brother and did what he had to do. He wanted to be in charge anyway. So again, that ego wants to be in charge all the time. And people who are egoistic, that's their goal. Moving on. Now the second level of the myth, you got what? The ritual. You got the ceremonies, which include observance, ceremonies, customs, etc. Every first Sunday, we do communion at church. I don't partake. That's something I don't describe. So I ain't got to, oh, I don't do that. Nope, nope, nope. I just respectfully do my thing. Understand that, okay? If it's something that you don't do, you don't have to act a fool and get all right. Nope, just go along with the flow, and they'll never know. Moving on, okay? Because why? You didn't disturb the harmony of what's going on. You ain't got to do that to that ain't my third vote. Nope, just shut up. Okay, go through the motions, acquiesce to the situation. All right. Third one, and this the part I got a problem with a bunch of my Christian followers and family and friends. Y'all don't get the third level. That's like coming to the Masonic order and you get the first degree, you're into apprentice. Second degree, you're fellow craft. Third degree is when you become a master, mason. A lot of guys get the first or second degree and go around telling people they're master mason. No, you're not. Christians, if you're not practicing the Christian tenets, if you're not following the rules of Christianity, don't call yourself a Christian. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Because if you claim Christian and you don't do the things that Christians do, you're going to look like a hypocrite. Simple. There's a lot of that going on. So if you're going to follow it, study it, learn it, and be it. That's all. I didn't halfway drug deal. I was all in. Simple. So don't, whatever you involve in, good, bad, or different, 100% effort. That's my point. Now that I'm serving Him, I'm giving all of them. I ain't got no problem giving the effort to in the right place. Understand that. But the third one, that's the key. The third stage is include what? The third level of the religion is ready for this. You ready? Mystical experience. What is a mystical experience? Half the Christians don't have a clue what that is because they didn't have it. Why? They stuck on the first two levels of religion, of Christianity. They're not true Christians. A true Christian will have that connection with God by what? By the way that they follow the tenets and practice it and live it. They know now why they get rewarded for what? Righteous and virtuous actions that they live by daily according to their Christian faith. I don't have a problem with that at all. That's the purpose and that's the agenda. How many of y'all following it? Just saying. I'm told I'm more Christian than Christian. Why? I do stuff that Christians do. Why? I'm fellowshipping. I come to church every week. I don't, no, I don't know. Trust me. When you're doing spiritual work, you can hang out with spiritual like-minded people. If they're doing the right thing, count me in. If I see things you ain't gonna count me. I'm gonna take myself out. You ain't gotta worry about that. I control that. So understand that. But Christians, you have to have your own mystical experience. That's becoming anointed with what? Knowing God for yourself. hmm We get together to have testimonies and share blessings. But if you ain't living and doing, you got nothing to share. You sure ain't got a testimony and you sure ain't got no blessings. See the difference? Okay. So if you claiming to be that and you ain't getting blessed, you ain't doing it right. Simple as that. Muslim, Jews, Hindu, I don't care, whatever. You practice what they teach and you will be rewarded with what? The blessings that come with what they tell you it is. They're not lying. I can tell you that. As I say, I know religion, I understand it. But let me get this out. The third level is what? The true objective is what? To all religious practice without this stage, Religion, without the third stage being completed, watch this, religion becomes dry and ineffective. It don't work. I'm not saying religion don't work. If you don't practice it the way it's supposed to be, it don't work. A lot of people don't practice the way it is, so it don't work. When people only, again, practice what? The first or the second levels of religion, that's the worst part. Why? Because the practice often becomes personal, egoistical. Every Christian person who don't have the wherewithal and the intellect and knowledge of what they're practicing, when you ask them questions pertaining to what they are, they will get very violent. They will get very arrogant and ready to fight. Well, you messing my God. You ever? Whoa! Pump the brakes. You get so hyped up because how you believe. That's emotion. That's all nonsense, personally. But what happened is you become personal and egotistical, and excuse me. All you have is what? Dogmatic, subjective concepts, views that you ain't even studied, views that you don't really understand, but you're going to spout out verses and say this, that, and don't have a clue what they mean and what they're about for real. Those are people I got a problem with. And it's a bunch of y'all. So I got problems with just people not knowing what the hell they talking about half the time when they talking. I'm just saying, I can find your ignorance when you start talking. I know just how ignorant you are. Moving on. I'm about to wrap it up. Again, appreciate you. I got a bunch of stuff here, but I'm gonna knock this off right quick. I gotta go. Right, where you at? Well, yeah, the third level of it. If you only got 2 degrees in masonry, don't call yourself a master mason. If you only practicing the 2 degrees of Christianity or any religion, don't call yourself that. Why? You ain't there yet. You in training. You still practicing whatever. I'm practicing for greatness every day. I'm not where I want to be in life. But as far as myself, I got mastery of myself on a day-to-day basis. I practice. That's how you get good at anything. Practice. Like Allen Iverson. Practice. Yeah. Practice. Moving on. Now, this is the breeding ground right there of what? For conflict between who? You ready? Religions, as well as misunderstanding about what true religious practice is all about. I'm not here to discriminate or rag on Christians. No, I'm ragging on those who don't practice the Christian faith the way it's supposed to be. Don't get it confused. Okay, don't accuse me of something I'm not doing. Now, let's talk about this mystical experience right quick. Pure consciousness. In the beginning, Het Hadu is one with who? Ra. Remember, he put her into creation. He put into creation. Before that, she was one with Ra. When we're born in the mother's womb, we're one with our mother. When we come out into the world, separate, become individual, they cut that cord. The first thing your baby have to do in this world here when it separates is to breathe. Mm-hmm. If it don't, because it never did it before. It's a new thing. Nonetheless, I learned that the other day. But yeah, every time I learn something, I try to interject it in my lesson because the more I learn, the more I can teach a concept that's getting better understood. So yeah, when you separate from your mother, you got to learn to breathe on your own. That's what Hadu had to do. Watch this. She experiences what? Awareness of what? Her essential nature as what? Being united with what? Supreme God. Once we come to grips with that concept, you are anointed with what? Christ conscious. If you're Christian, all right, I say nihas if you're a right thinker. But this is the mystical experience that your religious people have to have. Right thinkers, we got to do the same thing. Why? Because if you practice and live and do the right thing, you will have that. We call it the awakening. They just call it the mystical experience. Why? Because it's mystical. It's mental all upstairs, okay, in your head, but it manifests in reality when you employ it and use it. That's how Tut brought himself into existence. You think it from the heart to the mind to verbal. So the mystical experience, let me break it down right quick, is that true state of being. Mm-hmm. You become one, and I tell you every day, what? Everything is on the one. It represents what? A full, complete awareness of what? Of your spiritual self, aka knowing thyself from the spiritual realm, from the higher level, as well as what? An awareness of the unity of what? Everything that's in creation. You become one with everything. Now you just in love. Yeah, yeah, that's a good feeling. And this is what? The true state of human consciousness. That's the true state when you are awake, when you are conscious, when you know thyself. This state of consciousness is characterized by what? Being called all pervasiveness, infinite expansion, infinite freedom, infinite awareness, and more important, supreme peace within oneself. You can't get that in the world. The world don't give you that. You can make that happen for yourself. In Indian mystic, the state of consciousness, they called it gunas, or modes of what? Expression in which consciousness or becoming what? God conscious. If you're a Christian, you want to become Christ like, Christ conscious, yeah, but you got to put the work in. What you want don't mean nothing, but the work you put in will get you there, aka manifestation. So right thinkers, learn the metaphor and understand the philosophy and make it possible by what? Manifesting it for yourself. That's how you know thyself, by putting the work that it takes to do just that. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I got to go. You see the time. I do. But hope you enjoyed the lesson. In closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100 and me 100 minus a day. So I never know that right thinkers like you have passed away. I'm out.